You're listening to Tranzmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Brisbane and beyond.
Hello, you're listening to Tranzmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez, I use he, him pronouns.
And I'm Cai, and I use they, she pronouns.
And we're all about amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Meanjin and beyond. And we've got a pretty cool episode lined up. I'm super excited. I'm really, really excited because we've got a special guest coming in today to talk about their music, which you will have heard in the Hot 100. And if you haven't voted, you should really, sort that out. Head over to hot100.4ZZZ.org.au. Make sure you vote. But yeah, we've got Sellma Soul in studio today. They've also got a new release that's just come out. We're going to have a chat with them all about that. But also, we're going to be talking about just some holiday reads, some stuff around, things to read and peruse over the holidays, as well as, of course, the week in community events and news. Kai, I know we have some events and news.
Oh, yeah, we do. So first up, we've got events. So Revel in the Queer, which is at Turbine Platform at the Powerhouse in New Farm. Time Saturday, 17th of December from 3pm to 7pm. Revel in the Queer is taking over Brisbane Powerhouse this Saturday for a free celebration of the LGBTQIA+ community. All ages, all welcome, featuring the incredible lineup of the Architects of Sound, Bring a Plate Dance, Rhythmology, Revel Dance Crew, Lord Severus, Micah Rusticelli, Hope One, and DJs Girls in Hats and Nature.
Nice. We've also got... Sorry, I've just realised I've got some muesli in my mouth. I'm like, oh, yum.
Yummy.
We've also got coming up, because I know that, this holiday period can sometimes be a bit of a downer, particularly for our beautiful trans and gender non-conforming community. So fortunately, Kai and I have been looking at, what events that are free or available to go to and check out and spend time with and, find your chosen family. Or, so there's a Bushed as Krampus Bash, which is at the Cave Inn in Wollongabba on Friday, December 23rd from 5:30pm. 'Tis the festive season. Come down to the Cave Inn for free local music. The last night before Christmas can be intense, so we humbly invite you to just not. And take a night off for a Bushed as Krampus Bash. Come bear witness as the Cave Inn plays host to 4 talented acts, include in a strip-backed, heartfelt solo performances of song and poetry. You're going to have Bushed Poetry, Nicolene Martin, Danny WX, and Frunky. Yeah.
Awesome. We've also got this Friday at 7pm till 10pm Trans Cans, which is social drinks by Home, which is a Queensland young trans and gender diverse people group on Facebook. And it's only for people 18 to 30. So if you're within that age group, show up. It's at Can You Keep a Secret in Wollongabba.
Awesome venue.
Yeah, cool venue. It'll be really cute. Home are a really gorgeous group. It's through QUT, but you don't need to be the QT Queer Collective, but you don't need to be a student in order to go. You just need to be within that age bracket. They do lots of really great events, I think, every week, and they really try to change it up. So sometimes they'll have, a board game night, or they'll do coffee, and this time they're doing
and crackers.
Normally the group is for 16 to 30-year-olds, but as this is a venue where there is alcohol, it's just 18 and over for this event. Are you too old / world weary / cool and disaffected / in possession of a messed up sleep schedule to come get coffee in the mornings on a weekend, but still want to meet cool fellow transgender young people at a home meetup near you? Well, look no further, because I once had a corporate job and know your pain. Come join us for drinks, non-alcoholic or alcoholic, of your choosing, and just vibe. Free entry, pay for your own food and drinks. They have lovely cocktails and pizza. So that'll be really cute.
I'm sold on cocktails and pizza. Yeah. We've also got June Jones, Pop Music for Normal Women album tour. This is on December 23rd from 8 p.m, which is also the same evening as Bush Dad's Krampus Bash. So, you might as well pack your night up with a whole bunch of stuff to see. Will be at the Bearded Lady. So June Jones is launching her new album, Pop Music for Normal Women, with a 9-show tour across so-called Australia. She'll be performing with her bandmate Grayan, as well as amazing local support acts at each show. So yeah, that's at the Bearded Lady on the 23rd of December.
And then coming up for New Year's Eve is Shandy Formal, which is at the Tivoli from 8:30 p.m. till I think it's about 3 a.m. In so-called Australia, your high school formal is treated as a rite of passage to celebrate the end of schooling and a night that you'll never forget. But for a lot of queers, this milestone can be a source of stress, not celebration, as we had to navigate hormones and heteronormative bullshit. Content warning. All while still trying to figure out our gender and sexuality. That's why, to celebrate the end of 2022, we're not just giving you a chance to redo your formal, we are creating a better formal, more queer, more fun, and more fabulous. And while the theme for New Year's Eve is formal, the dress code and festivities are going to be loose. This is a night where you can dress however you want, bring whoever and as many people as you want, and be your authentic queer self. And to help bring in the new year at the Tivoli, we've invited some of Meanjin's finest to dazzle and delight you. Please welcome, in alphabetical order, Busybody, Crimson Cocoa, Dolly Kicks, Henny Spaghetti, Ladybird, Leah Shelton, Micah Rusticelli, Stephanie, and Talia Novella.
There's also some pretty cool DJs as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a formal without a chance to cut some shapes and dance up a sweat. So there's a selection of DJs and a live band. Which is Dental Plan, Doggy Heaven, Nisha Alexander, Nejmia, and Venus.
Yeah, Nejmia is from 4ZZZ, doing a fantastic show called Ice
One of us.
Yeah, so Shandy, nice work, good stuff, great events coming around. Also, we've had some news.
Oh, yeah.
Which you wanted to share.
I did want to share it. God, where did I put that? Hang on.
Hold on, let's open Twitter.
Yeah. Okay, so... Liberal politician and lawyer Catherine Deves, who ran earlier this year for the seat of Warringah, and didn't get in, tragically, tweeted recently words coined to use against women: transphobic, standing up for the sex-based rights of women and girls, thereby confirming that there is indeed a conflict of rights between females and men and boys who have a self-image they claim is as a woman. Jeff Barrow of Portishead responded saying, reported. Catherine D said, for what? To which Jeff Barrow responded, it's quite obvious Catherine D said, as an angst-ridden teenaged girl in the 1990s, Portishead and Massive Attack was the background music to my coming of age. Never could I have imagined in 2022 the genius music producer would report me for the hate women receive because we say biological sex exists. Jeff then said, it's quite obvious you never understood the message in our music, or perhaps you did back then before became full of hate for trans people. Shame. So there you go. Portishead says trans rights.
Ooh, it's a burn. I can hear searing.
Yeah. How often do you get to witness, wonderful pop stars and talented musicians ripping on Australian politicians? It's a bit
Look,
fun.
How do you start your Tuesday? This is how I like to start mine. That's excellent. Amplifying the voices of the trans and gender non-conforming community of Meanjin, Brisbane and beyond.
Transmission on 4ZZZ brings you the latest in trans community news, music and events.
Every Tuesday from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m.
Join our team of hosts for an hour of celebrating the unique perspectives of the trans community.
Transmission, Tuesday mornings from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Cai and I use they, she pronouns.
And we are joined in studio by the fantastic, the one, the only Sellma Soul.
Oh, hi. Oh, my God, my voice just did something. Hello. My name's Selma and I use she, her pronouns or demoness.
Demoness?
Ooh, yeah, why not?
I like that. All right. Sellma Soul. So you have been in music for a while. You've been creating lots of things. You've definitely sort of got a lot of attention from featuring on The Voice as well. How are you?
Whoa! Nah, I'm good. Look, it's been a very hectic month coming into Chrissy, as I'm sure you're all aware. As queer people, I swear Christmas just sort of falls on us so much heavy. The Christmas tree is falling. Help! Ka-ching, blang, all the balls broken. That's I'm famous in my family for this time of year for just like crying, just nonstop, like,
Oh no.
I love you all, or I hate you all. You never know. But other than that, I'm really good. I'm working my damn tush off, releasing music. I have a day job. I have a partner. I've got a dog. I'm answering to 7 people. You know what it's like to be a local artist. You really got to hustle.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. But everything, this sounds like it'll be a great holiday season for you.
It is going to be a very exciting
Hopefully
holiday
lots
season.
of like happy tears.
Yes, I actually feel like that's the go this year. I'm not dreading this Christmas as much as other Christmases because I'm not putting pressure on it. I'm just really excited to just be and not buy. I think that we put a lot of pressure on Christmas to like give love in the form of physical items, when in reality the only thing that I've been focusing on this year is giving myself love so that on Christmas and towards the end of the year I can give my love so much harder to the people that I love. And if that's not a good enough gift, well, get out.
That is beautiful.
I mean, you also give us the gift of your music, and I absolutely love It Gets Better. It's probably my favorite track so far. Ambrosia is also fantastic.
Thank you.
So what kinds of places do you pull inspiration from?
It's interesting. I think that a lot of what I've been doing in music now, and it's funny that you say that I've been in music a while now, I feel really new to it. I feel like I'm starting to just finally understand what my voice is and who Sellma is as a musician, rather than, Sellma consuming music and figuring out how I can put that through the Sellma filter and give it to other people. Prior to being a musician, I was also a drag performer, and I still am a drag performer, but I feel that, drag can sometimes be disposable art. It can be very quick. It's very lived in the moment, and once it's gone, And us drag performers love that nature of entropy, I suppose, of just being able to create freely. When for me now, as I'm getting older as a queer person, it's really important for me as a trans person to put down markers of where I have been and where I'm going, because I don't feel that I don't have very many memories from my youth. I was very depressed. I was very upset. I was very lonely, and I still am. But music is helping me put down a post and a poll and say, this is where you are now and this is who you are now. It might not be that forever, but for me to be able to go look back on it is important. But I also find it more important to share with queer youth. I want to create aggressively queer music that heals me and heals others, hopefully. But that's the whole point of music. It's like, I can only hope for that. At the end of the day, if I can really hone in on what's inside of me and what's inside of my music, then hopefully, people get it. But I think it's incredible that I've released 3 songs and I'm on radio and I get to chat with people and I have friends listening to my music, and it's weird. It's wild, because I think it's a very different level of feeling loved. Like after The Voice, it was very sort of hollow, like, oh, you've made it to TV, you've sort of made it. And then I sort of dropped off the face of the earth because I think people had a lot of assumptions about my level of success. And still now, I think that really hinders me in making music, is that the expectations of people and how I put expectations on people to have expectations on me. It's very
and then
chaotic.
It compounds on itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And, yeah.
But at the end of the day, Dicko's my manager from Australian Idol, and I call him Music Dad. And the one thing above all else in my relationships is honesty. And I don't like being lied to. The person that I see on The Voice, I have nurtured and taught myself to love. But I was also a very hurt person. I was also looking for a place to belong. And I think a lot of reality TV shows, they prey on that. They look for people that are looking to belong. They look for people that are other, so that they can lack of a better word, extort them. And yeah, I think that now for my music and with what I'm trying to do is to sort of teach the queer community and of my lessons. You know, like I used to be a very proud drag queen who was a cis male. My whole world crumbled when I found out and figured out, and this is what this song, No Matter Where You Go, is about, that I was trans, that I have always wanted to be trans. I have always been trans, sorry. You know, like my whole life, all I ever thought and all I ever wanted was to be a woman. And I never understood what or where that came from, but all I knew was that I hated it. So teaching myself as somebody who was so outwardly, ferociously proud of who they are, it didn't align. It didn't, like, it really hurts me to say that out loud now, because I feel like it was putting a false foot forward for a community that is looking for belonging, you know, like to perpetuate a narrative of belonging that doesn't really exist is not what I'm here for anymore. I'm here to have the difficult conversations, and I'm here to heal myself. The thing that people don't like is when a healed person is healed or still hurting. And if you're healed and you're trying to give that over to them, they're never going to learn. They're never going to take that on board because it's theirs to learn. You know, like I have such FOMO at the moment of the drag community. I love watching it. I love consuming it. But not all spaces are safe for trans women. Not all spaces are safe for people like me who are trans, but I might not look it. You know, I feel like transness is almost scalable for some people. It's like, oh, you've got the breasts, or you've got this, or you've got that. And it's like, I'm sick of it. I'm really, really utterly done with it, because I feel it even with inside of my own community, which I believe is still very, very quietly conservative.
And we're not monolithic, you know.
No.
We're a community that's very diverse, and also a community that and interacting with it as Tranzmission over the last 6 months, it's not only nuanced, but it's also a lot of vulnerability. A lot of people are particularly hurt and damaged by the societal pressures, by history, by colonization, and all of this is unconscious and insidious, and it's there, and we don't know that it's there until a light is shone upon it. And not every kind of light works for every kind of person, you know?
Absolutely.
Which is why your music is so powerful as well.
And there's so much focus on how you look, you know, and you should be able to see if someone is, you know, a man or a woman or a trans woman or a trans man, you know, but then, you know, what the hell do non-binary people look like?
Yeah.
It's, you know,
absolutely.
there's no right way to look trans, and no one should be comparing their bodies to anyone else's, cis or otherwise. But, you know, trans people can be so, we have to deal with so much stuff coming from the broader society about how we look, and then, you know, we pass it on, you know. So it's really important to recognize that these are things that come externally. These are not, you know, these are not things that are innately queer to be, you know,
to have internalized transphobia.
To be assuming how people look means that they are a certain way. You know, there is no right way to look like anything. And yeah, we need to remember that.
And on top of all of that hurt, you know, I do think about that quite a bit. It's like the expectations that we have on ourselves and of our community are only hindering us in every form of the way. It is about almost having an ego death and realizing that all of us are a part of the problem. All of us are not having the conversation, whether we like it or not. It's not enough. It's not moving quick enough, in my opinion. You know, other people might feel very, very differently. But, you know, I feel loneliness more than anything now. And I am a very loved person. I know that I am very loved. I love so many people, so therefore I must be loved. That's the rules, right? You love and therefore you are loved. But there is a sense of loneliness that I feel is almost impending on our community. That is this otherness, this lack of talk about who's in positions of power, who constantly gets to exist on the same platforms, and how do we actually share a pie that is completely just crumbs now. You know, like somebody's got to go and make some more pie at some point and share some more slices around. But we don't have the venues. We don't have the actual, like, I feel financial support from other communities. You know, there's not many people reaching out and going, hey, I want to give you a venue so that you have an opportunity to put on a trans queer night. We are having to really be on the ground and hustle and find these places and create relationships with venues. And I think that's the biggest thing for a lot of us, you know, moving ahead, is how we create those relationships, who we are reaching out to, you know, how do we infiltrate and detonate into cis-het spaces.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sort of my goal at the moment, and especially with my music and the places that I'm playing. They're not necessarily queer safe spaces, but my whole tenure as a drag performer was being Sellma Soul in corporate spaces and ripping them new ones. And that is aggressive and very queerly aggressive, but that's, I feel like, what I've been put on this earth to do. If I'm doing drag or I'm doing music or I'm creating art, it's going to have to be for myself, but it's also going to have to shine a light on what a lot of shit's been happening in my life. You know, it's like, I want to exist and I want to be what cishet people call normal or assimilate, but I also want to be Sellma. I want to be myself authentically, and I don't want to have to abide by the rules of what cishet society says or what cishet queer community says, because I've started calling some of the queers cishet in the way that they think and the way that they are.
Yeah, and that's, again, this whole, it's insidious, this culture, this Western colonized way of being, you know?
You can be LGBTIA and not be queer, absolutely. You know, that's, queer is a radical, you know, intentional tearing down or at least tearing down mentally of the systems, you know, and a riposte to
definitely the constructs in your head that like a lot of this song is about. That is like not really understanding what was inside of me, what I didn't understand, why I was so frustrated and upset all the time. And then when I finally came to the conclusion and figured it out, I was like, well, now I'm even more mad because as somebody, you know, trans rage, babe. But like, I just couldn't believe that as somebody who is so proud of themselves and somebody that thought they knew themselves inside and out, that there was more. Yeah. And I was like, no, I am not Shrek. I am not an ogre with layers. I'm more of a 6-tiered cake, you know?
Yeah.
Freeze me.
Every time, so like, I feel like I've just spent most of my life just coming out, you know, just different stages of coming out. Come out one way here as a teenager, come out again, you know, in my mid-20s.
I get knocked down, but I come out again.
Yeah, so like, oh my God.
Send.
You know what? I think that's a good cue to go into to play your track. Do you want to say a little bit more about this track before I hit play?
Sure. No Matter Where You Go is about my night where I got absolutely blasted, and yeah, we'll talk a bit more about it afterwards. But it's essentially about trans realization, and no matter where you go, there you are.
Excellent. Let's do it.
I'm Lord Severus, and you're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ.
You're also for Triple Z. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Cai, I use they, she pronouns.
And I'm Sellma, and I use go away pronouns, not she, her.
Don't ever refer to me.
Don't even look at me. My gender pronouns are don't and ever.
Dream on.
Dream on.
Transmission, all about amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Meanjin and beyond. And we're hanging out with Sellma Soul, who just released a new track, which is absolutely, I love this track, which is, you know, no matter where you go, I guess there you are. Yeah.
There you are.
We're having a chat with Sellma about music, about politics, about life, about transness, and where the community, loneliness within the community, and how we can feel less lonely. But also because, you know, Christmas and the holiday period is coming up, and for a lot of trans and queer folk, you know, this time of year is kind of weird, like you said earlier, like it sort of drops on you, like the ball dropping in New York. I was trying to make some kind of New Year's Eve reference. Anyway, so don't give me that look. It's fine. I tried. I'm still recovering from sickness, all right? Okay. But yeah, so, you know, what are some, I don't know, let's brainstorm. What are some great ways that we can look out for each other through this holiday period coming up?
Call your friends.
Call them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that I definitely will say on the reaching out is I'm awful. I'm a horrible friend. And especially more and more as the year has gone on, I am finding it harder and harder to reach out to people, even remember that I exist, let alone other people exist. It's very difficult. So it is really just about reaching out and just saying, hi, I love you. And this doesn't have to be anything. It just is a reminder. I think that is the biggest thing, is that we need to reach out. And it is such a hard time because we are so focused on ourselves. We are so focused on our families, whether or not we are with those people or not. It's a hard time. It's just very compounding. Money for us queer people at the moment is hard. It is filthy, gross, rough humidity financially outside. I don't know what I said, but you know what I'm saying.
It is. It's hot and sticky outside.
Cook for each other. Don't buy things for each other. Cook for each other. Have dinner. Hold hands, and make sweet, sweaty love.
You're making me think about the 5 love languages. Gifts are one of 5 things that you can do for people. You can do acts of service. Someone might be like,
go
oh, hey,
run some errands with someone. Errands are hard.
That's actually a great
do some
friend
errands
thing.
together.
When you call your friend and be like, hey, look, I've got a laundromat and do this and this. You want to do that together? I'm like, yeah, I've actually got laundry too, and you just catch up and do that thing. That's a great thing to do together. Quality time doesn't have to cost anything either. It can be hanging out in a Discord channel and just chilling out and sharing, a playlist together. Discord you can get on your phone. You don't need a computer for that. There's other ways to connect with people. There's a lot of events that are coming up in the next few weeks, and which we did mention earlier in the show today. Also, all the events and everything that we mentioned on Transmission gets posted on the Transmission Facebook page, so you can head over there at Trans Radio with a Z. We'll put some links up to all the things that are going on. And we do that every week. We like to announce, what events are going on, what's around town. So, there's those things as well.
Can listen back to all of our episodes.
You can go on a Transmission binge. We're on a lot of streaming platforms. We're also on demand for 4ZZZ, which you can check out. And you can also, the live streaming is on 4ZZZ.org.au. It's also where the Hot 100 is, but you put the Hot 100 before the 4ZZZ.org.au. And if you haven't subscribed, you just, 4ZZZ.org.au/support. Let's just go there.
There's lots of things going on the website. It's worth checking out.
Yeah. And any time that you support 4ZZZ, by the way, thank you, Darren from Manly, for subscribing during that song break. When you subscribe, you get extra voting power for the Hot 100, but you also get, subscriber outlets. There's heaps of businesses around Meanjin that are subscriber outlets with us, and you get discounts on things.
Sorry to interrupt. While we're on events, I have 2 events on today with a lot of different performers on.
Please,
not today, sorry.
them.
So Thursday this week is Alt at Blutz Bar. That's got a whole heap of drag performers, trans people, and non-binary conforming people. So please come along to that. That's at Blutz Bar. And then on Saturday, I believe, is Saturday the 16th? I'm just doing this off the top of my head.
No, it's the 17th.
Okay, Friday the 16th, that is Lydia Grimm's dinner Christmas party, and that is at, I believe, the Ron Hurley Theatre, or I'll have to double check that now that I've said that out loud. But it is a Christmas-themed show, and we've got a lot of nonsense going on. We also have a drag performer coming over from Canada to perform, which is very exciting. So tickets are really cheap, and if you want to come along, just hit me up on Instagram. Just reach out or draw a circle on the ground and a pentagram, sacrifice a virgin, and I'll pop up.
I don't know any of them.
No. You got any of those virgins?
We'll pop all the events that you just mentioned onto the Transmission Facebook page as well, at Trans Radio with a Z. What was your socials as well?
My socials are Sellma Soul. I was going to say at hotmail.com. That is my email address. I'm not even playing. It's my favorite thing. I still send emails to really, really professional Sony companies and stuff like that with Sellma Soul at hotmail.com.
I love that. I mean, it's hot.
It's Hotmail.
Hotmail. When are they going to get a trans equivalent? Hot female. That was awful.
I always have a joke.
That was awful.
If I say this on air, that's it. Someone will make it now and it'll be a thing. But I'm always so disappointed that TransLink is not a trans dating app.
Oh, the amount of things out there
instead, it's obviously public transport. But No, this should 100% be like a connection app
Yes,
for a trans
I'm also
folk.
very sad that agility cis is not is not cis people doing parkour.
Agility sis.
I don't know if that business is still around.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's a building near Z.
I don't know what they do. We have no disrespect to any of these companies.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. This is out of control, family.
This is out of control.
Voting for the 2022 Hot 100 is now open. Who'll make the top 100? It's your call. Vote for the tracks you think reign supreme in 2022. Start shortlisting today. hot100.4zzz.org.au. Voting closes midnight, December 26th. hot100.4zzz.org.au. Vote now.
Hot 100. Do it. Do it. Vote.
Do it.
Yeah.
Subscribe and then vote.
Subscribe and then vote. Yes.
And also come hang out with us at the Hot 100 on January 1st.
Yes, that's right. The Hot 100 party. After all the voting.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we get to hang out at the Triffid. We also broadcast live.
Doesn't matter if you're hungover. Just come.
Yeah.
Hang out. It'll be chill.
Just put your sunglasses on and sit.
Yeah. We won't judge you.
Yeah.
We won't judge you.
It'll look like weekend at Bernie's for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you're tuning in right at the end of Tranzmission, where we talk about everything trans and gender non-conforming around Meanjin and beyond. We've been joined by Sellma Soul today.
Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for playing my songs. It means a lot.
Oh, we love it.
Thank you. Stop it.
Even if we didn't like you, we'd still play the music.
That's comforting. Actually, I like that. That works for me.
Yeah. If you're trans out there making music and you want us to play it, even if you think we won't like it, we will. Send it in. Please.
Yes. We won't tell you anyway. No.
Yeah. No.
But, our job, here at Tranzmission, we're volunteers. Everyone at 4ZZZ is volunteers. We don't make any money doing this. But a big part of Tranzmission is amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Meanjin because, we want to take up space. We don't have spaces. We don't have enough spaces. And we exist and we're real and there's many of us. And there's more of us and, whatever the people go on about trans and gender. Sure, maybe there is one. I don't know. They haven't invited me. I have no emails. But, we should be taking up space. We should be existing and we should be also on the airways. And so if you have music and you are trans or you identify with trans, please send me your music at Trans Radio with a Z. All the social things are on there. Send me your stuff because I want to play it. I want people to hear it. And also really important that, we heal together as a community. We look out for each other as a community. And part of that is, through music. Music is extremely healing. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Those are the things.
I just also wanted to say, if you're a trans musician, a drummer, a guitarist, anything like that, please reach out to me because I'm looking at putting forward a full band to management because I deserve it.
Yeah, you should.
And we deserve it.
Yeah.
And I want to play with actual music rather than putting on a track and being like, belting it out like a pop diva. So if anybody is out there who is a drummer and is looking to play along with somebody and jam, please hit me up because your girl, she's desperate. And keen.
Desperate and keen. There we go. That's a great way to end this episode.
And desperate and keen. Hey, and before I go, just once again, thank you so much. I really can't get over this day. It's so nice as a trans person to feel heard. And I even just got a message from a friend saying, I just heard you on the radio. I love you so much. And it's like, what? Get out. Also, shout out to another gender non-conforming people. This goes out to Francis and a big shout out because we could not stop talking about you today to Lord Severus. I love you so much, and I've always wanted to say this to the world. You have done so much work mentally to just allow people like me to be. So if you're listening to this morning, I love you and thank you for doing a lot of legwork for your community. And to all of those other trans, non-conforming people out there and marginalized folk out there that are doing a lot of the groundwork for us, thank you. I love you, and Tranzmission loves you.
We do. We love you.
Yeah.
I feel warm.
Goosebumps.
I feel warm.
Feel fuzzy.
Hey, I'm really worried about a parking ticket, so I might go and leave.
Thank you for listening to Tranzmission, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Love you.
Thank you so much for listening to Tranzmission. See you next Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.